can you tell us about availability this week?
Nathan's out of the country at the moment. He's in the UK. He's in the green card process at the moment, so he's out for this weekend. Addy's doubtful as well. He felt his hamstring at the end of the game last week. He hasn't trained with us yet, but he was out running with TK today, so we'll see how he is in the morning.
Who would you say would be like again, I know you want to probably keep it close to the vest, but who do you think would stand out among the potential deal replacements?
Well, I think we've got Hamadi, we've got Bill, we've got JP who played there, for the Crown Legacy as well. So it's a position that we're quite comfortable with.
In terms of last week losing Nate to the thigh, how much did that maybe disrupt potential chemistry issues that you might have had with Nathan and Leo connecting up and having to go to jail and pivot like that very late in the week?
Not really, simply because Nathan had only played 30 minutes with Leo before anyway, so Leo's a new player to all of us, making strides, and we're all getting to know about him, he's getting to know about us. So whether it was Jalen who played there, I mean, we never really changed the way we want to play, and Leo's still learning about what we want from him as well.
How close is he to 90 minutes, you think, Leo?
I don't know. He's trained well this week. I felt last week he put in a half decent 60 minutes. There's obviously lots more to come from him.
What's the differentiator between starting Enzo versus starting Patrick? Is there something you're seeing from one that you're not seeing with the other, or is it just a feel thing at this point?
No, I mean, one got injured, so Patrick came in, and then Patrick kept the shirt, and Enzo had only trained 3 or 4 days, so Patrick was always going to keep that shirt, in my opinion. Probably more up for grabs this weekend because Enzo's had a full week of training now, and Patrick has. So, as I said, I want it to be a competitive battle.
Did Jalen said after the game last week that Patrick kind of took it on himself, and he spoke to him about it. Is that something you've noticed and wanted to address, or you just let the veterans do their thing and talk to him?
No, I spoke to Patrick after the game as well, and I've spoke to him since. Told him about all players make mistakes, and it's always what you do next. And I know I'm repeating myself when I say that, but it is. He's had 2 big chances, but he made both of them chances himself as well. So he's a handful to play against. And if he was, a player who he's scoring 1 out of 2 chances, then he probably wouldn't be here after the draft pick, would he? I think he'd be somewhere, like the Premier League, and that's how football works.
Does his psyche weigh into your decision for this week? Or you just start clean and make
No, we've had a good training week, and that's all I can ask from the players. Give me a good training week. We're disappointed with the result last week. And we've left plenty of points out on the road, I believe, this season already, and that's been a frustration on my part because I think we've deserved a lot more than we've actually taken.
And just finally, Bender, he's been a little bit more involved in practice. How's that going?
Yeah, he pretty much done everything today that we wanted him to do, which was really good. We'll obviously try and get him into a game, maybe a legacy game, or we'll arrange another game because he needs to play match minutes now. But he's built up his fitness really well. He's relatively pain-free now as well from the injury and the surgery he had. So we're hoping he's back soon.
I'm sorry, one more thing. Nathan Byrne, if he's able to procure the green card, is he healthy enough to play now, or you'd have to?
Yeah, no, he's healthy enough. I mean, he's had a little bit of treatment while he's out in the UK, but when he gets back, I would expect him to be ready.
Okay.
What are your takeaways from, playing Toronto again from last time to this time, and also knowing that, Insigne most likely will miss their match due to injury?
Yeah, I mean, they've got some really good players in their team, as I said before, we played them last time. But I've been pretty much concentrating on us this week rather than the opposition. We know a little bit about Toronto, obviously, because we played them 3rd game of the season, I think it was. So I've not paid too much attention to them just yet. I'll be watching them, a couple of their games tonight, just to refresh my mind. We've done some video stuff on them with the players, but it's pretty much got to be about us this weekend.
So then, I guess, given Enzo and Patrick so far this season, and I guess the goal production, if an opportunity arises to add a striker before the window close, would that be something that you would consider?
Possibly, but there's got to be a lot of things that align for that to happen. There's got to be a player that we want. There's got to be a club that's willing to sell, and there's got to be ourselves, with the finances to be able to fund it as well. So there's a lot of things that have to align. I think the biggest problem you have with the window at this period, especially if you're looking into Europe, is that they're on different time frames. There's a lot of clubs now who are fighting relegation and promotion in their respective leagues and won't want to let players leave at this time. So I think that's the toughest thing we deal with at the moment. Cheers.
Who else in the room? Go ahead, Luke.
Hey, Dave.
Hi.
So I was wondering about the MLS Next, the Generation Adidas Cup. Did you have a chance to watch any of the U15 and U17 games yet?
I haven't, no. No, Tommy Wilson's been there though as well. He went down last week, so he was telling me, how it had gone as well, and apparently a really well-run competition as well.
How's your relationship like with Tommy and the developmental pipeline?
Yeah, no, I'm really close with Tommy already. I know we've got friends from back in the UK who we both know, so we're really close in what we want to do, well aligned with the legacy and the academy as well, and how we want to push this club forward. So working with him really closely.
I think a lot of that role may be coming from Tommy, but are there any thoughts that you've given to him about what you would like to see in the developmental pipeline?
I've given him my style of play that I believe that we can push through here at the club, and I think in terms of the development plan from that style of play, that'll be Tommy's job now to feed down into the academy, and I think that's why he's been brought in. He's very successful doing it at Philadelphia Union, and I'm sure he'll be a success here as well.
Great, thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Go ahead, Dave.
Dean, talking to Westwood yesterday, he talked about your harping on everything in training with finishing. Have you made any specific changes to the training routine this week just to try to improve finishing, or is everything exactly as you've done it before?
No, we've actually changed the week a little bit. We've concentrated on ourselves with the ball Wednesday and Thursday, which is a little bit different. We've sometimes worked on the opposition on the Wednesday. But as I say, we're coming up against teams now, mind you not Minnesota next week, but teams that we've played already, so a little bit more about them, and I certainly do, having not been in the league before. So we've worked on a few more patterns about what we want to do with the ball and how to hurt the opposition. Because, I keep saying this to the players, they'll keep reading that we're not scoring enough goals and not converting enough chances. And I've always said before, if you're creating the chances, it's not a bad place to be. But we do have to start converting, and the players are aware of that. But if you keep making them, you've got every chance that you will.
Another thing Westwood said was that part of his belief in, part of his definition of togetherness, which is a word you're big on, was that they feel kind of chippy in the locker room. They're kind of tired of hearing about the missed chances. There's a little bit of a fire. Have you felt that fire?
Yeah, definitely, because I've said before, why we're so strong defensively is because the structure from the front and middle and the back is good. And likewise, when you're scoring goals, that starts at the back. Somebody's got to go and win the ball back. We've got to move the ball up the pitch and then create good chances for, our forward players. And so it's a team game and always will be.
Excellent. And now I'm really going to put you on the spot. Didn't get a ton of golf in today, but it is Masters Week. Give me your dream foursome, or if you can't get to four, at least your playing partner.
Oh, dream foursome for golf. Tiger's got to be in there, obviously. I'd have to go Westy. Lee Westwood seems a good laugh, so I think we'd have a bit of fun as well. And I think we'd have to go Jack Nicklaus as well. I don't think that'd be a bad football.
The other Westy.
Yeah, they might be carrying me a little bit, but
Fantastic. Thanks,
yeah,
Jason.
no worries.
Caleb, go on.
Hey, what are some things you think the team did well against Toronto last time that you'd like to see them carry into this game this weekend?
I thought we controlled the game for long periods. I don't think we allowed them to get out. very much, especially in the first half. We caused them problems down the sides. We created some really good chances as well. So I want to see more of that. I thought we built up well and we're patient on the ball. I think you have to be at times, to draw them out, and we need more of the same of that.
Cool. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cool. Anything else in the room? All right, let's go to the Zoom. Steve, I see your hand.
Hey, Dean.
Hi, Steve.
Now I got all that Toronto stuff out of the way. Got to ask you about the important game on Friday. What's your preview of Charlotte Independence and Greenville Triumph, where I think you have a rooting interest?
Yeah, I'll be going along to the game, and I'll have my green scarf on for that night. Sorry, all you Charlotte people, but my son comes first.
So you're going with the broader Carolina theme on this one?
Yeah, no, definitely just for the Carolinas. So they've done well. As I said, I went to Knoxville last week. They won again the weekend, so they're doing okay at the moment. And Jamie's walking an inch taller at the moment.
And stuff. So I was just going to ask you your feelings on how he's been playing this season.
Yeah, he's been doing okay. I mean, they've obviously got a new manager in Ricky, who's gone in there and unbeaten so far. They've got to the US Open third round. They've got a tough game against Louisville, I think it is next week.
On the road.
Yeah, so no, they're doing well.
And when you see these teams play, do you see talent at that level that you think can make it up to MLS?
I think it's been proven already that there's players that have come from the USL leagues and played in the MLS. So yeah, I don't see any reason. There's talent there, that's for sure, that can make the move.
And when you're watching these games, do you actually keep an eye out? I mean, are there other players that have caught the attention of yourself and others within the Charlotte FC organization?
We've got a scouting network that's out there watching all the games all the time, and I can honestly say I go to these games as a dad rather than a scout. So I'm critiquing my son's game more than anything else.
Okay. Well, thank you much. I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you.
Friday too.
Okay, also got Sam Spencer on the Zoom.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Sam, you?
I can't complain. Glad you have a home game this week. This past week, the MLS, especially the youth leagues, was rocked by accusations and racist statements that were made at the Generation Adidas Cup, and I just wanted to know if by chance you had just any general statement on your approach to non-discrimination and how important that is for you as a coach.
Yeah, there's no room for racism or discrimination of any kind, and we certainly don't want any of that at our football club. And we're working with a really multicultural roster staff, and it's a real healthy one, and everybody is respected the same and gives off that respect as well, and that's how we want to keep it.
And then the second, Toronto obviously is some people have mentioned is the first team that you're facing again. How much do you think having someone like Leo Abada this time adds to your attack against Toronto, especially if he's up to play a full match?
Well, I think it's not just Leo. Leo's only been here for 2 games. This will be his 3rd game. He got 30 minutes in the first game, 60 minutes in the second. So, hopefully we can get longer now for the next game. But I think just as a squad, we've grown since that Toronto game. I'm finding out more about the players as we go along. They're finding out more about me. And as I've said before, I've been disappointed. I don't believe that the road trips that we've had have been a problem to go and play in. Keep saying this to everybody, says it's hard to get points on the road. We should have got a lot more than we have, and the players, I told them that on Monday, and there needs to be a mentality shift in that sense. But we're at home, and our performances at home so far have been very good. and we need to go and back that up now again.
And then finally for me, since Steve asked you about tomorrow night's Charlotte Independence match, it is Pups at the Pitch night. Will you be bringing a dog?
If I do, I'll have to borrow my son's dog. So mine's back in the UK. So no, I won't. He's a little bit too lively for me.
Great, thank you, Coach. Cheers.
Thank you.
I think Will's got one more on the road to finish.
Yeah.
It only came to me just now. I know Tiger played last night for Legacy. I know you used him a lot in the preseason. Is he somebody that you, when he gets back to match fitness, someone you project for a first team, or do you want to see him more with Legacy to start?
I think I want to see him to get more game time first. I really like Tiger. I think there's a really good player there, really good physical specimen of a football player. But unfortunately, towards the end of pre-season, he got injured, and it was a stress injury. So he does next to nothing. So he's just building up his fitness again. And he's come from college straight into pro, and he needs to play games now to find his feet. But yeah, I'm excited by what he could turn out to be.
Cool. Final call, Luke?
Hey, Coach. Last year we were told that at one point, at least Christian Fuchs was responsible for the attacking player training. Do you have an assistant this year who is responsible for training the attacking players, or is it more of a group effort?
I think Miles and Christian will do a lot of the work offensively. Pa will do a lot of work defensively, and I'm kind of overlooking all of it. I'm that helicopter above the trees, so to speak. So having a more rounded look at and bringing it all together, match day, -2, -1, and then the match day.
Great, thank you.
Cheers.
All right. Jorge.
Yeah, I'll just add one word. We heard Pa yesterday speaking Spanish, and apparently he speaks 5 languages.
I think it might be more.
Yeah.
I was just curious, do you speak any other, or do you understand maybe when Enzo and those guys are speaking Spanish, or the French players?
I can understand a little bit of Spanish, not very good at speaking it, but I'm willing to learn. But yeah, I speak English, and obviously I speak Brummie as well.
All right, guys, we'll wrap up there. Thanks, everyone.